Our Take On Sports, brought to you by Dope Lyrics, LLC.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. He is your host, MP80, baby.
And that's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And welcome to
Our Take On Sports.
On this podcast, we give you the hottest sports networks, man. We keep you updated on everything that's going on around the league and all sports, not just football. We talk everything here, man. And we ain't going to waste no time, MP, man. We're going to dive right into this thing, man. We're going to get the people exactly what they want, man. What's hot tonight, man?
Well, I mean, we got to jump right on into these dang on Thursday night game, right? You got the Giants and the Cowboys. I mean, what's going on with them Cowboys? Dallas.
Well, hey.
Dallas.
Dallas. We hit on that a little bit on the last show. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm thinking right now, man, that Dak Prescott and the crew, man, CeeDee Lamb, I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to do what they got to do tonight, man. Okay. I mean, they in the last 12 meetings, they 12-0 the last time they faced them. They done beat them. They ain't lost since 2016, you know, to this team, man. I mean, 12-0, man. I mean, if they ain't been dominant against, you know, the rest of the league, they have been dominant against the Giants.
I mean, Giants, they both 1-2 right now, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it's a divisional game, big divisional game. I mean, if the Cowboys lose here, then could you say they season over with?
Well, if they do lose, I mean, it's pretty much over with. I mean, what do you think? I mean, 1-2. I mean, if they lose tonight, they'll be 1-3. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, like we hit on a little bit on the last show, it ain't promising, man. This team could easily go 1-5, 1-6, and they could be done, man. Mike McCarthy could be on the hot seat. It could be a lot of changes that could be happening in Dallas.
Correct. I mean, they are playing at New York. So then they got to go to Pittsburgh, like we talked about last episode, and then they're at home for the Lions. So yeah, I mean, to me, yeah, if they don't catch this game here, their season could pretty much be over with. I mean, we haven't even went to the second, you know, to the third or the second part of the schedule for them. So I mean, 1-2. I mean, and if the Giants win, Mr. GPG, do you think this is the beginning of a new era without Saquon Barkley? Is Neighbors the answer?
Hey, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy, man. You got to give it up for Malik Neighbors, man. Right now, that rookie, he making some plays right now, man. If him and Daniel Jones can find a little connection, man, you never know where this team can go, man. I mean, with the, you know, Devin Singletary, that's their running back. I mean, with him carrying the ball and, you know, Daniel Jones is a veteran, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he's great, but with Malik Neighbors out there, man, you just never know, man. A big win against the Cowboys could propel that team.
Man, if I was Jerry Jones, I'd be kind of sad right now. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, all the money in the world to me can't save
right?
Dallas's Cowboys right now. I mean, until they show me different.
Can they come back from this, man? I mean, and let's think about this right now too, MP. Think about this. If they do lose, what do? I mean, do you trade? Do you trade a Micah Parsons just to try to get some linebackers and some defensive tackles or somebody that can actually help that defense? I mean, what do you do, man? I mean,
we will see. I mean, that's a tough division. You still got Washington and Philly, and I mean, we will see. We will see.
And Jaden Daniels, that rookie, is playing some good ball over there, and we all know what Philly do. With what they bring to the table. So
as long as you don't get them in 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, you don't have to worry about push. So let's break down some of these big games this week.
Yes, sir. What you got for me?
Well, your boys is a big divisional game for you guys. You got Minnesota
and Vikings, man. Minnesota Vikings and the Packers, man. Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers meet twice a year, every year. It's going to be a battle, man. We got my boy Aaron Jones coming back home, man, to face his team, man. I know he's ready. He's going to be amped up. And,
should be, right?
He's going to be – he should be. He should be. And for me to sit here and say that he shouldn't, I'd be lying. Yes, he should.
You'd be lying. I mean, I did read in the tabloids. I did read in the tabloids that he's planning on Lambeau leaving if he scores.
You know what they're gonna do? And if you know what
they're gonna embrace him. They're gonna embrace him.
They're gonna embrace him. They're gonna embrace him.
As they
should. They better embrace him.
You guys,
absolutely.
The one thing I can say about Green Bay Packer fans, you guys are honorable. You're not like the Philadelphia Philly, Eagles team and the Saints and stuff like that. You guys, you don't just turn on your team so quickly. So I can say that you guys do stand by your team, whether it's win or lose. And whether a player goes on and do other things. Brett Favre did come back, and you guys embraced him when he came back. So I'm looking forward to seeing Aaron Rodgers come back.
Yeah, we was wondering if that was going to be one of the games that was going to be on the schedule. The only way we could meet them this year, obviously, is if we play them in the Super Bowl. That is our goal, is to try to get there. Absolutely, And hey, if we were to meet him or whoever it is from the AFC, if we were to get that far, we ain't even going to look past the Minnesota Vikings this game coming up. But if we were to get there, that'd be great to play against Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? But ain't nothing going to be like when he finally does make his return to Lambeau Field. You know what I mean? That's going to be a great night. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to Aaron Jones coming back, man. I know it's going to be a battle with the Minnesota Vikings, man, but I expect us to handle that business.
Yeah, man, I expect it, man. We can move on to the Saints and the Falcons. That's another big game. Falcons got robbed last week, as you say.
Well, I stand by what I said, man. I mean, I'm not going to elaborate into it. It moves on and stuff like that. But I will say that if that had been another receiver, I think they might have got that call. I just don't think that pass interference should not have been called. That was pass interference, man. And when that happens, you have to throw that flag. But with that being said, we're going to move on from that. The Saints are playing the Falcons, and I know you are hyped for that one.
It's going to be a big game. The city will be turned up. I mean, that's like the divisional Super Bowl. Right. And, you got Derek Carr. The boys looking good down there. Their running game, it seemed like it's back. It had disappeared for a couple of years with Kamari down there. But, I mean, I'm looking for the Falcons to be able to stop that. The first 3 games was tough, and they all were running teams that we stopped. So I believe that we should be up to the challenge. I mean, this to me is a must-win game if we want to put a stamp in winning our division.
Yes. This is a big game for y'all right here, right now. You got Tampa Bay, that's still over there in that division that's doing their thing. Somebody right here got to go ahead and I think you guys got to go ahead and put your mark down on them. Beat the Saints, man. And I believe you guys play them pretty well every year. You play them twice a year. That's your division opponent. You play them pretty well every year. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I ain't going to pick my predictions. We're going to wait for that one on the next show. But that's a game that you definitely. You got to keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. Got to keep your eyes on it. Next game, Bills and the Ravens, man. Bills and the Ravens. Now, you got the Bills that are at 3-0. Yep. And you got the Ravens that are at 1-2, but the Ravens are at home right now. And the Bills, they say the team that they have beaten are kind of suspect. So we all know that the Ravens are no suspect team. So what do you think about that game?
I mean, the Bills might be trouble for the NFL. Let's just say that. I mean, I didn't expect for, Bills to do anything. They didn't have no passing. I mean, I'm looking at the passing game, the players, the wide receivers, and I just didn't give it. I mean, what can I say? Josh Allen, he's doing his thing. He could be an MVP candidate already, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, 3-0 with role players, type players on the team, and they're getting it done. Defense playing highly good right now. I'm looking forward. I mean, we say this can be their first test, but the Ravens haven't really done anything. I mean, they ran over a Dallas Cowboy team that's not looking sufficient right now. So that's my take on it. I mean, 3-0 Bills, they should keep on trucking.
That's gonna be a good one, man. That's gonna be a good one. What can I say, man? Like you're right. I mean, some people say they should keep on trucking. Some people say Lamar Jackson and they'll need to make a stand with this big win right now over a good quality team. So that's going to be a game that you guys definitely going to have to keep your eyes on too as well. We're going to get into the last one, man. The last game, the Seahawks versus the Lions. The Seahawks are 3-0, and they're going up against the Detroit Lions that are 2-1, and Detroit is at home. No, nephew, tell me, MP, what you think about that game?
I mean, that's going to be a big game. I mean, Detroit has done nothing short but win since last season. And I'm looking forward to them. I mean, they got some highly efficient team players on their defense, been playing to a high level. And we already know what the offense can do. I mean, they sucked for years to get some of the number one picks, and they went mostly all offense, correct? I believe they kind of got it together this time. They got Goff back there. For some reason, this is a fit for them. It's like a glove. So, I mean, I believe this is more of a must-win for the Lions than the Seahawks. Seahawks is surprising me. Geno Smith.
Yes, sir. Geno Smith is surprising a lot of people right now. He really is. He's playing a lot of good ball. DK Metcalf. Oh, my goodness. That dude right there. Wow. I mean, him and then Jackson Smith and Jigba that's making his plays. And you can never forget about the trusty Tyler Lockett, man. Tyler Lockett, them out there. But I'm going to tell you something. I've been in that stadium. I've been in that Detroit Lions stadium.
Okay.
That place is going to be rocking. I mean, that place is going to be rocking. That place, I mean, you may not even be able to hear the next person talking. Okay, it's so loud. It's deafening in there, man. Okay, they playing against a 3-0 hot team, leading the West over there, and they know they're going to have to bring it this weekend, man. So I'm looking forward to that game too, man. You know, me being a Packer fan, I'm hoping to see out these Seahawks go in there and, do what they do, and maybe keep it rolling, help me out. I mean, we got to take care of our business, but hey, a little help never hurts, you know what I mean? But that's going to be a great game. That's going to be a good one. Okay. But yeah, we move on, man, Now, we also got some big games now. We got the biggest game. Now, we're going to start with the smaller game. I want to start with the smaller game. Okay. I want to start with the UCF going against Colorado. Now, that's not a small game. We got to start with Coach Prime, man. We ain't did too much talking about Coach Prime, and we also got to give him some love on this show. Hey, Coach Prime got them boys at the Colorado Bulldogs off to a 3-1 start, but they are playing a hot UCF team this weekend. That's 3-0. What you think about that?
3-0. I mean, Coach Prime, he's coaching them boys up. I mean, I believe he won a bowl game this year. A lot of people last year criticized him for not being able to win at least 6 games. And this year, I mean, he already has won close to what he won last year. I believe they won 3-4 games last year. So it's a big game. I mean, Colorado. I believe if they get past this, they'll pretty much be kind of solidified. But this is a big game. This might be their biggest game of the season in this pivotal time.
Both teams. This is a pivotal game for both teams right now, man. This right here can propel them. They might even jump into the rankings, depending on what happens.
UCF, they beat Colorado. They could jump into the rankings. Either one. Whoever wins this game could, definitely get into the rankings, and that's how you get eligible for a bowl game. So, yeah.
And there you go. I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Shedeur Sanders, man. I like watching that boy, man. I like watching him, man. I hate what happened to his brother earlier in the year with his arm. That's unfortunate, but that's a part of football. Those things happen, when you're playing such a violent, sport, that's bound to happen. You just hate that it had to happen. Such a good kid, man. He seemed like he was doing the right things, playing real hard, for his dad. So I love that about him, man. But then we got another huge game. Huge game. You know where I'm going. You got the Georgia Bulldogs. They going against that Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. Or was it going to be them Bulldogs that's rolling that afternoon? What you think about that?
Well, I mean, this is a big game. Let's talk. Kirby Smart really is trying to step out of that shadow of Nick Saban. We do know he was the defensive coordinator. He won 4 championships down there with Nick Saban. So he's trying to get from that shadow. This is a big game for Georgia. Georgia have to move on from not being able to beat Alabama in big games. Let's talk about it. I don't believe that Alabama, out of the last 1-5, I want to say, 1-3 games. Out of the last 4 games, Georgia has only beat Alabama once. Let's talk about that. Let's start there. And that's since 2020. That's again, they're Georgia and Alabama. Since 2020, they're 1-3 against Alabama. That's scary to me as a Georgia fan. You know, but they're 52-1 against everybody else.
I know, but you know, it's that Achilles heel team. It's that Achilles heel team. You gotta figure out a way to get past that monster. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get over that hump, and that's the hump that seems like it's always been plaguing Georgia, man.
I know. So I mean, we will see. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a big game. It's gonna be a big night. I mean, they do have that night game. So Saturday night. I mean, this would be if Georgia goes on to beat Alabama, this would be Kirby Smart's 6th straight win against the top 5 matchup.
Okay.
That lets you know the strength of the schedule that Georgia get. Now, Alabama haven't really played ranked teams this year. We started off coming out the back against Clemson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can run down that scenario, but yeah, this is a big game for Alabama to show that we're not no little brothers no more. You understand? We grown men. I just hate that they keep getting in trouble down there. That's a problem.
Yeah, what's going on with that, man? I mean, you don't really want to elaborate too much, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, but that is a problem, that is a problem. Let's just try to get that cleaned up down there, Come on now, guys. I'm pulling for y'all. I don't want nothing like this going on. I don't want to be reading about that. I don't want to be hearing about that. Come on now. I don't want to have to report on it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We don't want to have to do this, man. Come on, guys. Don't do that to us.
They stay out of trouble. They'll be good. But Georgia must stop the run. They must stop the run. And they must stop the run. Jalen Monroe, if they go man, Jalen Monroe will run up that gut. And that's
he will.
Thing. That's another thing.
That quarterback gonna take off on you, and he's going to take off on you. You have to be able to make the tackles. You have to be able to come up and be ready to stop them, and you gotta be ready to get off the field on 3rd down, man. That's crucial, man. You gotta be able to be ready to get off the field on 3rd down. You gotta be able to step up, make some plays, and stop Alabama from moving that ball, man.
That's right.
And converting them 3rd downs, you know what I'm saying? And make him beat you, man, going down the field. Let's see what happens if he can do that. Now, if he do that, you take your hat off to him. But I'm just not sure if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't know. We have right now you got the Texas 93% to make the playoffs, Alabama 84, Tennessee about 80, Ohio State 80, Ole Miss 76, Georgia 71. That's kind of a little breakdown of the first 6 top teams, and I can go through and tell you, the 12 teams that right now could possibly make the playoffs, but like you said before, it's still early in. But this is a game that Georgia want to win to stay in the top rankings.
It's the biggest game of the weekend. I said it on the last show. I'll say it again. It's the biggest game of the weekend. I mean, number 2 versus number 4 is the biggest game of the weekend. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be exciting to see. I know all of our fans that's watching the show, they're going to be ready to see it. And anybody that's chiming in, if you guys got something to say about that game, man, please tell us about it, man. We want to hear from y'all.
Tell us about it. Most definitely.
All right, man.
All right, so I guess we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yes, sir.
So the next topic, what we talking about here? We're going into Derrick Rose.
We got to give it up for Mr. Derrick Rose. We got to congratulate Mr. Derrick Rose. Mr. Derrick Rose retired today, man, after playing 16 years in the NBA, starting off his career with the Chicago Bulls, Rookie of the Year, some epic classics against LeBron James, D. Wade, and that mighty Miami Heat when they had him, Luol Deng, and the rest of the crew down there battling. Before this man got injured, he was the most athletic point guard that's ever been on the basketball court. Now, I know a lot of these people didn't get a chance to see him. They did get a chance to see Mr. Russell Westbrook. And Russell Westbrook is a very, very athletic point guard, too. And I'll take no disrespect towards him. But he was not as athletic as Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was unbelievable before he got injured. And that's how he got injured, because he was so unbelievable, because he was jumping over guys and he was doing things that you don't see a 6-foot guy do.
That's right.
Congratulations to him, man.
I mean,
16 years in the league. I watched him come out of college. I ain't got nothing but love for that brother, man.
Love for him.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for giving us the thrills from our Take on Sports, bro.
I got to tell you, Derrick Rose was #1 overall pick, coming out of Memphis. So, and went to his hometown team, which was Chicago Bulls. So, like I said, a lot of people, younger generations may not got to see Rose early. He won Rookie of the Year in 2009 and was an all-star player the next 3 seasons. He went on to be there. And he did win a lone MVP in 2010 and 11 when he was only 22 years old. So I have to give it up to Derrick Rose as well. His career took a turn in 2012 when he tore his ACL in the first round of the playoffs. And after that, his injuries, kind of struggled. They lagged. And, for the rest of his career, he just, couldn't get it right. But I'm glad to see that towards the end, as he got more mature, he knew how to play with those lagging injuries and fight through it. He showed his resilience. He went on to play for 6 teams in his career, which, he started with the Bulls. He went on to the Knicks, Timberwolves, Cavaliers, Pistons, and then he retired as a Memphis Grizzly. So, 17 points. He held the average of his career, 17.4 points, 5.2 assists, and the guy did play 723 games.
Wow.
So you got to give it up to the man.
Absolutely.
Definitely got to give it up to him.
Absolutely. Those are wonderful numbers, man. Wonderful stats, man. That's wonderful, man. You are absolutely right, man. Everything that you said was on point. I couldn't have said it better myself. Congratulations to Derrick Rose. Man, thank you for giving us the thrills and the excitement that you gave us for the years that you did.
Yes. Brett Favre, I think we kind of brought his name up earlier when we ran through your game, but Brett Favre, it's been reported that he just spoke out. He broke the silence about having Parkinson's disease. I wanted to get your take on that.
Well, it's always sad to see somebody diagnosed with such a bad disease. It's terrible, man. That's something that you never wish upon anyone, I hate that for his family. I hate that for his, his friends and everybody that's close to him in his life. We all know about the scandal that he's been, surrounded with, as far as what happened in Mississippi and the welfare scandals. And it kind of puts a whole taint on his career when he was such a great quarterback. You look at me right here, right now. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan to my heart. Brett Favre, he was one of those guys, man, that made me a Packer fan. He's one of the reasons I am a Packer fan. Him, Reggie White, and the early days I've been there. And to watch him play the game, it was phenomenal. And to hear about him now, the scandal and now the disease, it's just sad, man. I hate it for him. And I just hope, I hope him and his family can, spend as much time together as possible, and maybe get through this.
And speaking of the scandal, he did speak on that a little bit. He said he lost, he felt like he was scammed out of his money. He, invested in a company that was supposed to do or be creating a breakthrough drug for concussions. And the doctor did plead guilty for taking sums of money, from people contributing, investing into this breakthrough drug for his own personal gain. So what you think on that? That could be that. I guess it's still an investigation going on, so we really can't really go into it. But Absolutely. If the doctor did plead guilty, I don't know if that kind of clears Brett Favre's name on that or not. But again, like you said, I hate to hear that from a wonderful ex-quarterback, Green Bay Packer at that, even though he did go on to play for other teams, kind of take a trend with Parkinson. We all know how, and we have seen other NFL stars, come down with that disease. And some of it was due to concussions, playing in that early NFL ball. You know how it was. They sniffed the sniffing sauce and got back out there. So,
Right.
and a lot of people don't know Brett Favre was drafted by your them Birds. A lot of people might not know that, even though he did go on to Green Bay and do great. He was drafted by those Dirty Birds. So we did give him his first shot. You know,
yes,
we did give him his first shot. So
yes, you did.
I did want to put that out there. So
yes, you did.
That's good. That's good. So man, we all praying for you, Brett. You know, keep your head up, brother. I wanted to kind of jump in before we get up out of here. We got about 7 minutes left. You got JJ Redick jumping into the NBA, speaking on no set plan for LeBron and Bronny to share the court. You got any take on that? What's your take?
No, I don't really have a take on it right now. We'll see. You know, he's a rookie coach. You know, I like JJ. You know, JJ got his hands full right now, man. I mean, this the Laker job. That's a hard job, man. I mean, everybody knows that if you don't succeed in the year, 2 years, you gone, man. You know, that's a hard job to have right there, man. To coach LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then now you got to manage LeBron James' son's minutes and still make LeBron James happy with the minutes that you're giving him. Not sure, man. I mean, JJ got his hands full, man. I think that he'll be okay. I don't wish nothing bad upon him, and I think I'm not going to sit here and say he's not going to succeed. I think he will succeed. JJ Redick is a hell of a dude. You know what I'm saying? Every time I've read anything about him, I've seen him on TV. He showed me promise. He showed me that maybe he will be able to handle this job. You never know. I'm not going down this man. Let's give this man a chance to see exactly how he does handle this situation. If he gets them Lakers to the promised land, everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, JJ, yeah. But if you don't, everybody's going to have something to say. Why was he even put in that position? He was too young to even get the job. You know, you shouldn't have never did it. You needed a veteran coach to coach that team. So we'll see. You know, basketball's around the corner. We'll see how it happens. I'm interested to see.
You do got some heavy hitters still on the team that wants their minutes. So, I mean, you're right. I mean, you taking up space. It's going to be interesting to see how JJ Redick, make everybody happy on this upcoming season. And it has been reports that Boston Celtics feel that they're not scaring anybody, even though they won the ship last season.
Hey, man, them boys going to be right back in the mix, man. We all know that.
Yeah.
The boys ain't going nowhere, man. The only thing that's going to hurt them is injuries. And knock on wood, we hope that doesn't happen to them. But if them boys are healthy, come on, man. They're going to be right there, man. I mean, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis. I read something that he may be back by December or something like that. So they're going to have their big man that's still able to stretch the court. I expect Boston to do exactly what Boston do.
Yeah, yep. Well, I do too. I believe that they definitely have a target on their head, so that'll be interesting to see how they,
they do
get through that.
But who's gonna push them? Who's gonna push them, MP? Who in the East is gonna push them? It's a team over there. Who's gonna push them? I mean, Paul George. Just went to Philly, right?
He just went to Philly. And that's going to be interesting. Can Embiid and Paul George play good together? Can they mesh? Can they mash? Can they mush and mash like mashed potatoes? I mean, if you can't get it done over in LA with Kawhi, can PG get it done with Embiid? I mean, it's not like PG hasn't had talent around him to get the job done. I don't believe in Philly with PG. That's just my take.
Okay, I like that. Okay, you don't believe in them, so you don't think Philly gonna be that team that give Boston that run?
I believe more in Milwaukee since they have had their trials and tribulations within their first season trying to get Leonard, in there.
I'm loving what Milwaukee is doing.
Yeah,
I think that if they can keep money making Middleton healthy with Dame Dollar and Giannis, man, sky's the limit for them boys over there too.
Sky's the limit. Out of the East, yes, those Pacers young. Last year they got a taste. They understand a little bit better. And they had a little injuries going in towards the end of the season. I mean, into the playoffs, right? So, yeah, if they can stay healthy, that's another team that, you know, ultimately, and that's what happened to Milwaukee. I mean, they was hurt going into the playoffs, you know. So, Boston had it kind of given. And we're not going to forget about the New York Knicks. Stephen A., chime in on it. I know that's your team. Those New York Knicks, now. Now, we can go on, and that's going to be a good topic with us going into our next show. Basketball, we will give you this NBA.
The additions that they have made is going to help them.
It will.
They got some good boys over there. They got some good boys.
And they was able to keep everybody. Yes.
The addition of Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks. Great pickup. Absolutely wonderful pickup.
And didn't give up nothing. Didn't give up. You know, it was like, wow, he just landed in the pocket. So, man, get up to New York.
To play with his boys that he played with in college, too.
So, you know, again, Boston feel they're not scaring anybody. Or is that, you know, just that feeling, that urge that they got some stronger teams, some stronger competition. Like, they didn't really, you know, play nobody to get to. But, I mean, they did win the ship, so we're not going to take that. We're not going to take that from them. I want to just tap in right quick. Aaron Judge did hit his 57th home run last night. And it was for 407 feet. You know, so he did take one up out of there. You got anything to say to the people that chiming in today, Mr. GPG?
Hey, look, what I want to say is I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this new podcast, man. Me and MP, we putting this thing together, man, and we trying our best to give y'all the information on the sports that you may not know about or you may have missed in on. You know, come check us out, man. You know, we doing our best to give you guys what you want, man. Our take on sports. We here to stay, baby.
That's right. Well, that's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And that's your host right there, Mr. MP80, baby.
And this is our
Take on Sports.
All right, baby. We out of here. Until next time, folks.
All right.